50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 563. And what a fucking Sunday it was, kid. Week 2 almost in the books. We got a doubleheader coming up on Monday night. We'll get to picks and props for that a little later on, but we had some shootouts today, kid. I know unders were profitable in week 1. Overs were looking good this week.
A lot of overs still. This is the type of football, it's like entertainment. So I know a lot of people were happy about today. A lot of entertaining games, a lot of surprises as well. Let's get into it, though.
Yeah, we got a really good episode for you guys. Like I said, we'll recap week 2 on Sunday, and then we'll give you guys picks and props for the doubleheader. We got a doubleheader for Monday night between the Buccaneers and the Texans and the Chargers and the Raiders. Kid, we were talking before we went live. I got to start here. Bengals take care of business at home, 31-27. Obviously, the big headline is Joe Burrow leaving with a left foot injury. Turf toe, they said. The doctors on Twitter said turf toe and could be missing a few weeks. We saw Brock Purdy deal with that as well. But, yeah, he went down, but here comes Jake Browning. He threw 3 picks, but he also threw 2 touchdowns. They never really got the run game going, Cincinnati. Chase Brown couldn't get anything going against that Jacksonville defense, but Jamar Chase had himself a fucking day. 14 catches, 165 yards. He had a touchdown. T. Higgins, he had a really nice touchdown late in the game, broke off 2 tackles and got in for the end zone. And Mitchell Tinsley, first catch of the season. What a fucking catch. One-handed in the back of the end zone. Holy shit. But I think the story, and I was telling you before we went live, that ref on 4th and 5 on Travis Hunter to call a pass interference, you should be suspended. That is you can't. We talk about this all the time. Refs need to stop dictating the game and let the boys play. He turned his head. He did it exactly how you teach it. Turned his head and made a play on the ball, and you call it on 4th and 5 on the line. That's terrible. I feel for Jacksonville. I'm not just saying it because I had the Jaguars money line and plus 3.5, but man, that ruined the whole game. That ruined the whole game in the fourth quarter for Jacksonville. But I liked what I saw on the ground from Jacksonville. I thought they were able to run the ball with their backup Tuitt and Travis Etienne. Outside of Parker Washington, another slow game from Brian Thomas Jr. as well. Travis Hunter only had 3 catches, so wasn't the best passing game I thought for Trevor Lawrence in the Jacksonville Jaguars. But man, this is a dagger not winning this game.
Yeah, I know a lot of people want to go. Browning threw 3 picks, but I think Trevor Lawrence with his 2 interceptions, he didn't do enough to win this game. I understand they were positioned, but majority of the game to win it, and I think Trevor Lawrence. I agree with you. They'll bad call on the 4th and 5, bad call. But I think if Trevor Lawrence made enough plays prior to that, I think Jacksonville walks away with a victory. 24 for 42 ain't gonna cut it on the road. Still, we understand Bengals. They're far from a great defense still, but you got to do a little better than that on that defense, in my opinion. You saw Joe Flacco kind of light them up in the second half last week. And I agree with you. We saw a couple drops from Brian Thomas Jr. again. So
in the red zone right there.
Yeah, one could have been a touchdown. So I'm starting to – I'm not going to say I'm worried, but, like, if I'm a Jacksonville fan, like, this can't continue. This can't be a consistent thing because we saw a couple drops last year, even though he had a tremendous season. But we seen it again early on. And once again, a slow start. So that's not helping things. So I think they ran the ball well, like you said. I think Travis Etienne, I see why they traded Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
He just got a resurgence. I haven't seen Travis Etienne run like this, I'm saying, 2 years.
He runs the ball aggressive.
Yeah, so I like what I saw from Jacksonville overall. It's just defensively, Lakedale, they got 3 picks.
Yeah, and
You
still
can't fault
lost.
you can't fault the defense. Like you could put the blame on them, but they played well enough to win this game.
Yeah.
With Jake Browning there, like you said, two touchdowns, 3 picks, ran the game winning touchdown at the 1 yard line. Chase Brown couldn't really get the ball running at all. Besides Jamar's Chase though and T Higgins, that one deep ball, offense was kind of quiet. I think this got to go down on Trevor Lawrence and also Jacksonville. Bengals didn't win this game. Jacksonville lost this game.
If you're Liam Cohen, about 4 minutes left before the Bengals get the ball back, would you have gone for it or would you have taken the points?
I'm taking the points still. And I have a lead. Why wouldn't I take the points?
They wanted to close the game out, which I understand, but they made a gamble. I would have taken the
Think about it. I would have took the points. You know why? You already picked off the backup. First of all, the backup quarterback is in. You picked him off 3 times. Why not pin them deep? That's just my thing. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they were, midfield or anything. But at the end of the day, take the points. Force it. So it is what it is still. I think it might be the bad beat of the day. Just because they had a double-digit lead and the spread was at 3.5. So all I understand you had them as a dog. Shout out to you, Dylan. It was looking good. But the 3.5 was definitely a killer.
Oh, it was terrible, bro. It was so bad. A good game, and surprisingly, what a shootout. It was the game of the 1 o'clock window. The Cowboys and the G-Man.
It might be the game of the year.
Holy shit. I got to apologize to Russell Wilson. What a fucking game. I know he played bad in overtime, but holy shit. 30 for 41, 450 yards, career high, 3 touchdowns. He did have that pick late in overtime, but they were going back and forth. I think it was like 41 points 41 points in the fourth quarter. It was like 5 lead changes going back and forth. It was amazing. I thought Cam Scatterboo actually had a pretty good game as well. He got his first career touchdown. Malik Neighbors he's different. He's just different. 9 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson had a huge play. He had a huge game. Eight catches, 142 yards. He had a touchdown as well. CD went for over 100. Javonte Williams had a pretty good game. I thought he's kind of that bell horse for this Cowboy team, which is good, but always need a kicking game. And Brandon Aubrey is just fucking automatic. I mean, 64 yards to tie it and force overtime is just fucking
elite.
Elite. I was going to say balls of steel, but yeah, elite.
He might be the best kicker in football, dude. I've been having him in fantasy for years now. Was on it early. Russell Wilson had himself a game. I was texting you during the game. Even though despite a loss still, Russell Wilson might have the performance of the week, people. 30 for 41. At one point, I think he had like 3 or 4 incompletions in this game, like midway in the second half. Still, I did not expect this performance from this Giants offense after what we saw last week in Washington. Let's just be honest. That offense wasn't going nowhere fast on the road. Not to go to Dallas in rivalry game in division, and you go out there and throw for 450 yards, 3 tutties, late interception. It's overtime, dude. You got to force something. I think Russ had himself a game, so I want to start there. Yes, Cam Scatterboo came in, ran the ball well, but I think offensively the Giants couldn't establish a run game. Shockingly, on the Cowboys defense. So, Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson had himself a ball game. They had over 300 something yards combined. So, good game and good offensive performance from the Giants. But Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams. I know a lot of people were skeptical. I was skeptical about this.
He's a bell whore.
About this Cowboys running game. Javonte Williams has been steady these first 2 weeks of the season, so tip your hat off to him. Great win overall. Great run from Dak as well to ice it to get
that was big.
Reasonable field goal range, even though he's good from 60, like you said before. But Jake Ferguson, George Pickens, I think came up huge, drew a couple penalties as well. So great game overall for the Dallas Cowboys. They just got to fix up that secondary. They've been getting torched last week. It wasn't that bad, but Russ 450 on you?
Yeah, I mean they did. Hey, Jerry Jones did announce they signed Jadeveon Clowney for the rest of the year,
That's
so
good.
got a little pass rush.
They got to sign Stephon Gilmore. Shit,
he's still a free agent. My thing is they gave that corner
the wrong brand, and he's already out.
They gave him
90
the
mil.
bag. What happened? So it was a good game, though. It was a very good game. I did not expect that, especially the offensive performance that we saw in week 1 from the Giants to come back and do that. I thought was actually really impressive. So got to tip your cap to Russ. I thought he played one of his best games of his career.
Yeah, I agree.
To be honest, what a whip ass in this was. Detroit Lions. Holy shit! We thought it was a great bounce back spot. We could have just laid the 6.5. I know we put him in teaser and we kind of laid the 5.5, but holy shit. They were out there doing trick plays. Jamison Williams, 2 catches, 108 yards. I'm all right, St. Brown. Love the celebration where he kind of faked an injury. Even Jared Goff ran over like
he was panicking.
He said, "Yo, don't do
up 30, panicking.
Yo, don't do that." It was nice to see Jahmyr Gibbs have a good game. David Montgomery had a touchdown. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 TDs from Jared Goff. What a performance. The defense played well. And just another mediocre performance, especially offensively for outside of Rome Odunze. I didn't think they really played all that well. I didn't think DeAndre Swift ran the ball well. DJ Moore's kind of been quiet. Cole Kmet's been quiet. The rookie Colston Loveland's been very quiet. Outside of Rome Odunze, I mean, this offense is mediocre as hell. So not the best start for Ben Johnson. 0-2.
Yeah, the Chicago. I didn't expect much. I know we was hesitant to put in the Detroit on a teaser, but we know they were going to bounce back in this situation. But I didn't expect a 31-point loss. I didn't expect that. Caleb Williams didn't play horrible, though. Didn't play horrible, but 4 sacks.
But he didn't play good either.
He didn't play good. The Detroit Lions. If I'm a Lions fan today, I took a nice deep breath, though, because the offense is still there.
100%.
5 touchdowns, 23 for 28, 334. That's a performance right there. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery both got a touchdown each. Both ran the ball pretty well. And then you had your guys. I understand, Sam Laporta didn't really go off, but you had Amon-Ra Brown, 9 catches, 115. Jameis Williams doing Jameis Williams things. And then you have, committee on the side. Still, Detroit Lions look like they didn't miss a step. Look like their offense did all of last season. So that's a great signing if you're Detroit. Then defensively, I think they played pretty well. They played pretty well. So give Dan Campbell credit. Though that was a hell of a performance against your old offensive coordinator. Like you said, trick plays, 5 touchdowns, passing, 7 overall. I think that was a statement being made by Dan Campbell.
He said, "I'm the brains of this operation, not you, Ben Johnson."
Not for nothing. I know a lot of people, especially these past 2 seasons, was giving a lot of smoke to Dan Campbell about going for it on 4th down. Maybe it was Ben Johnson talking in his ear, talking about, "I want to go on 4th down." We see it once again, Ben Johnson willing to go for it on 4th down, and kind of skeptical when he does.
Yeah. When are we putting the panic meter on if you're a Chicago fan with Tyson Bagent? I know obviously the game got out of hand and he went in late because there was no coming back, but
no, come on. Put like this. I don't want to skip ahead, though, but there's other quarterbacks, in my opinion, that's playing worse than Caleb right now.
That's fair. But
I'm going to say week 12.
When are we hitting the panic button then?
Week 12. No, next year.
Wow, you're giving him the whole year.
I'm giving him a year, a full year with an off season with a head coach and the same offensive coordinator. He has three head coaches already in his young career. It's his 2nd season.
I'm kind of out on him. I'm out on Ben Johnson too, if I'm being honest.
Over 2 games?
Yeah, he had a whole offseason. He didn't get better. He's not outside of this one. The minutes he played, I'll give him credit here. I'll give him till Thanksgiving because these are back-to-back really hard.
2 months?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
To be honest, he's played back-to-back tough defenses. Minnesota's a very good defense, and Detroit's a good defense. So I'll give him a break. These are 2 good defenses, but he's still making the same mistakes. We got to get better. We have to. Ray, shout out to you. Rams -5.5 was the lock of the weekend for you. it was kind of not scary, but it was like, okay, let's wait.
Titans made it a game, for like 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, Rams, let's wake up. You're the better team. What I'll say this. Cam Ward actually played pretty well, I thought. That throw at the end of the first half behind his
I
cross
wouldn't
the field.
advise him to keep doing that, but
what a play.
What a throw.
Yeah. 19 for 33, 175 yards. Another really good game from Tony Pollard. He's good. I like him. But outside of that, Calvin Ridley really didn't do anything. And the defense struggled. They went against a really good offense in Matthew Stafford. Karen Williams had a pretty good game, 66 yards. Devontae Adams, 106 yards, 6 catches, a touchdown. Puka Nacua had 8 catches for 91 yards. So, nice game from the Rams. They moved to 2-0.
Yeah, Rams started the game, marched right down the field, got a touchdown, Dill. Then the offense kind of stalled a little bit. Give the Titans credit. They were in the game for about 3 quarters, though. I think Cam Ward is still selling it in. I think he played for his second game versus, in my opinion, a pretty good defense. 19 for 33, 175. The only thing he's got to learn how to get rid of the ball. You don't have to get a first down or make something happen every play, and he'll learn from those things. 5 sacks, you just can't do that. And on the outside, honestly, Kyle really didn't do much, but those opportunities will come when Cam Ward is more comfortable back there. So I think overall, Cam Ward for these first 2 weeks hasn't been bad. I'm gonna be honest, hasn't been bad like what I've been seeing. But Matthew Stafford, though, like I said, when he's healthy, he's top 10. There's no doubt about it.
He might be top 5 sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I'm gonna be honest. After a sack and you get him mad, he's top 5. I'll tell you that. Karen Williams is a dog, though. I'm surprised he didn't get there with a touchdown, shockingly. But Karen Williams is a dog. Puka Nacua, I don't know if you saw it. That play when he got a 45-yard touchdown, it looked like he was going nowhere. Looked like they were about to get stopped at the fourth down, and he just ended up busting it. So great call, great game plan from Sean McVay, and a great performance from the Rams on the road. I like I said, I expected a double-digit win. So shout out for the Rams for cashing.
Hey, you guys are in the win table. Good call. I was wrong on the Dolphins. I might not ever be on them again. Good call for you. It was a back and forth. I mean, what an answer. It was a punt return and then a kick return. What an answer by you guys. And, I didn't think either defense played well, but you stepped we were texting each other. You stepped up when you needed to late in the game, only held them to 7 points late in the game. No turnovers from Drake May. I like that. Threw for over 200 yards. Ground game worries me a little bit. Give the ball to my boy Travion Henderson.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think Rashawn Stevenson had himself a day, Dill. 54 on the ground. Let us in the receiving department.
Receiving. I'm talking about running.
No, 54. I take 54, Dill. I'll take that. That's damn near 5 yards of carry. You won't take 5 yards of carry? Come on now. 5 yards of carry is pretty damn good if you ask me. 122 on the ground by us. Still, I know I've been saying I need a Patriots jersey. After today, I doubt it. I might get an Antonio Gibson jersey, Dill.
Wow.
That's how great that run is. You understand? I'm over here watching the game. This guy has a punt return. I'm devastated. I said, no way this could happen. Then I see Antonio Gibson step right up, Dill. This was a great win for the New England Patriots. Don't get me wrong. Was I worried? Absolutely.
A little bit.
was I was a little disappointed. Was I talking shit about my defense? Absolutely, Dill. My boy Tua. Dill, for how bad we talked about Tua last week, you got to admit, I'm a little concerned about our defense. I was raving about our front seven. Milton Williams did have himself a good game. But there are secondary. We need Christian Gonzalez back.
Bad.
Geno Smith last week, 360. Tua comes back, 26 for 32, 315, 2 tutties. We luckily was able to pick him off. Great bounce back game from Tyreek Hill. Luckily, we was able to stop the run, control the run game.
Yeah.
Shockingly, because Miami is able to run the ball. So give credit to Antonio Gibson for a great return. And give credit to Drake May. I think, like you said, no turnovers. He did get sacked 3 times. You got to get rid of the ball. Still young, but 19 for 23, 230. I'll take that every day.
Are you worried about Miami? Because they don't look good. Tua continues to turn the ball over.
He always turned the ball.
But
he
that interception was bad.
Yeah. And he also in the fourth quarter, people, he missed Tyreek wide open for about 20 yards. That would have set them up in great range to either honestly put him in better position, possibly win the game. He missed Tyreek Hill wide open, so he did miss a couple throws there. But you're not about to sit here and tell me 26 for 32 for 315 ain't good. He had himself a day, Dylan. It's just Patriots. They were the better team today. Their defense is horrendous. Both defenses was horrendous still, but I think Tua, besides their interception, played well enough to win this game. The running game wasn't there. Defense could have stopped a nosebleed.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Good win for you guys. I'm happy for you. I'm just so out on Miami. I felt like this was could have been a nice bounce back spot, and they had opportunities to win the game. I just don't think Tua is playing well at all.
For the first 2 weeks of the season, you could say that. You can't say that about week 2. Week 2, he played well, Dill. 26 for 32, 315.
But he's still hurting his team. I don't care if he threw for 400 yards. He's hurting his team. You mentioned it. You outlined it. He missed Tyreek Hill down the middle, and he's getting sacked. The interception, he threw it right to the defender.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
I agree with you. No, I'm not going to cover it up.
We got a question in chat. Jordan wants to know what's your prediction for Sunday Night Football. I think you're laying the 3, right? 3.5 with Minnesota.
I'm laying the 3 with Minnesota.
Yeah.
I just don't see how Michael Penix. I could be wrong, but I just don't see how Michael Penix is going to be able to have a successful night against that defense with Brian Flores. We saw last week Caleb Williams have a nice 2 first drives, scripted first drives. After that, he was panicking back there. So I expect kind of see the same results for Michael Penix. He'll probably start off pretty well, and then the offense is just going to stagger out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on Minnesota as well. I think this is a tough spot for Atlanta. What about your boy? I think I'm bearing the lead. Mac Jones. Have yourself a day, kid. 26 for 39, 279, 3 tutties.
What I tell you now?
That's a performance.
Yes.
Defense needs to step it up a little because Spencer Rattler, he threw for 3 touchdowns on you. He almost won the game, too. They were driving late. Alvin Kamara, another good game. Chris Olave. Shout out my boy Rashid Shaheed, man. He only had 4 catches for 52 yards, but he had a nice touchdown earlier in the game. So, yeah, I thought it was a really good performance for Mac Jones. And, just survive and win and move forward, And I think Jay Glazer or Adam Schefter, one of the insiders, they came out before the game started and said, hey, there's a possibility Brock Purdy might be back next week. So
yeah, I did hear in 2 to 5 weeks, which is weird.
Yeah, that's a weird timeline. But big win for San Francisco. They moved to 2-0.
Yeah, might have not been the most impressive win overall, Dale, but I think it was an impressive day for Mac Jones. 26 for 39, 279, 3 tutties, no turnovers. Christian McCaffrey didn't run the ball tremendously, but he did great things for catching the ball. Juwan Jennings, you saw him streak for that touchdown late. Pearsley, Dill. Ricky Pearsley looking like a stud out there. I see why they traded Deebo Samuels. Overall, I think San Francisco, without Brock Purdy, played as well as they could play. Did the Saints surprise the 49ers just a little bit? Absolutely. I was surprised. Spencer Rattler, 3 tutties, like you said. 200 yards. He played well. Alvin Kamara had himself a year, just 1 yard under 100. Chris Olave, Shaheed, Jawan Johnson, who's been a steady tight end. If you're able to get him in fantasy, go right ahead. I think the Saints played well. They played good. I didn't expect them to be this competitive, but shout out Mac Jones for getting a win. Kyle Shanahan proven he could win with anybody, Dill.
Yeah, that was his guy. He wanted him.
You got to stop saying that.
Oh, man. This one, we'll talk about the Jets real quick. Man, they fucking sucked. It was a bad day for the Jets. I mean, everything they brought out was week 1, and now they have nothing anymore for the rest of the season. So, gonna continue to fade that team. That was what a pathetic performance by that team. I mean, Justin Fields. Yeah, that was bad. 3 for 11, 27 yards, wind up getting hurt. Shout out Tyrod Taylor. Love the boys down and scored a touchdown. If anything's positive, that was the only positive in the game for us. Couldn't run the ball. couldn't throw. I mean, Justin Fields was missing Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. He was missing everybody on just little slant routes. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Josh Allen didn't play all that well, but he really didn't need to. I thought James Cook fucking torched us and did anything he wanted to do. 21 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. And yeah, I didn't think the passing game was all that good, but they just ran it down our throat and we had no answers. So yeah, good win for Buffalo Bills. Jets are terrible.
Dill, shout out the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen didn't have to do much with his arm, but Dill, James Cook, have yourself a day. I did not expect that from him. You know, I understand the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers threw 4 tutties, but they didn't run the ball well, Dill. I don't know how, but Buffalo was just able to run it down your throat consistently. Josh Allen, I think he even had a 40-yard run in there. You saw James Cook, multiple long runs still. Give credit to Buffalo. I think overall, defensively, they look good defensively as well. But the fact that they were able to run for over 200 yards, that's just insane to me. I thought the Jets was good. I thought we were going to see at least a better performance defensively than we saw last week. Last week, the defense was horrendous in the passing attack. This week, y'all was horrible in the rushing attack. So give credit to Buffalo. They understood early on the passing game wasn't working well. Let's just run the ball, and they had a successful day. And now I think Justin Fields, this is just my personal opinion, I think he was concussed early on when he fumbled. Remember in the first quarter when he fumbled, when he got sacked? I think he was hurt from that play. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. But didn't look good, though. Didn't look good. He had a great week 1. Week 2, don't even raise your cap. I won't even look back at this game. So I hope Justin Fields is all right. Hopefully it's not a concussion. But overall, the Jets look bad.
We might actually be better without him. Let's be honest. We might be better.
You cannot be saying this after the energy you were spewing last week.
That was week 1. I'm on a week-to-week basis with this team.
Crazy.
So, man, I was wrong everywhere. My lock, sorry about that. Steelers did not look good. Bounce back performance, and Sam Darnold looked really good. Outside of the 2 interceptions, he moved the ball. I thought Kenneth Walker, he had himself a hell of a day too. 13 carries for 105 yards. JSN, have yourself a day, kid. 8 catches for 103 yards. Troy Houghton got in for a touchdown. AJ Barner got in for a touchdown as well. Couldn't run the ball. Pittsburgh couldn't run the ball. Outside of that one big rush for Jalen Warren, they really weren't able to do anything. Aaron Rodgers got picked off twice. And DK didn't do anything. 3 catches for 20 yards. And this is back-to-back weeks that the Pittsburgh defense has allowed 30-plus points. Not good. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, Dale. Kenneth Walker had himself a day. Sammy D, besides those 2 interceptions, he played great, Dale. I was worried about, can Sammy D do it without Kevin O'Connell? And he had himself a day. Almost 300 yards passing on the road in a tough environment. I'm not going to say the Steelers have a good defense, because clearly over the first 2 weeks of the season, it hasn't been really good. But the potential is there. Shout out to the Seahawks, though. I think that was an impressive win. One of the most impressive wins in this weekend, in my opinion. Also, the only dog to win outright. So, shout out to the Seahawks.
The Colts.
Oh, the Colts. My fault. I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, relax.
We'll talk about that in a second, Dale. But give the Seattle Seahawks credit. I think Jackson Smith, Dale, I called it last year. He's for real. He's him. He's their true number 1 receiver. Cooper Kupp had himself a game. Like I said, people, he still got plenty of gas left in the tank. His over-under was a 650. He had 90 today. So, shout out Cooper Kupp in this offense. I think Seattle will be just all right. Dale, what we said, I got to give you credit because you had it early on in the preseason. That defense might be the answer. You said that defense is good enough to keep them in games.
Yeah.
That defense is good enough where Sammy D could play well enough to drive you in the fourth quarter and win the game, and we saw that. Give that defense a ton of credit. Aaron Rodgers, he looked like a 40-year-old today. He did. He looked like a 41-year-old. So, Jalen Warren in the running game couldn't really go nowhere fast. I know he did great things with the passing game, but if your running back is going to be your lead receiver, it's going to be a problem. DK Metcalf did get that touchdown, but I think he only got 3 catches for 20 yards. That's just unacceptable. So I think the Steelers will be just fine. I think the only thing they got to fix is their defensive woes. It's back-to-back weeks, 30-plus points. I didn't expect that from Mike Tomlin and his defense. So they got to shore up that defense. I think Aaron Rodgers and the offense will be fine, but the defense is definitely a concern.
Big bounce back here for Baltimore at home, 41-17. 4 touchdowns for Lamar. He went crazy, 19 for 29. I'll say this. The run defense for Cleveland was really good. They weren't able to do anything. Lamar, Derrick Henry. Zay Flowers had a good game. So did DeAndre Hopkins. But outside of that, man, I thought this Browns team played good just offensively. I just didn't think they were able to do anything to kind of – the game was only 10 points until the fourth quarter, and then it kind of got away from them. But Quinson Junkins, Ohio State kid, came back first game. Thought he played okay, 6 yards a pop. But receiving, they weren't able to do anything. Outside of that touchdown that was like kind of a tip drill and got lucky to Cedric Tillman. He got real lucky. Yeah, definitely should have been an interception. But outside of that, offensively, they couldn't do anything. Kevin Stefanski came out after the game and said there's going to be no quarterback change. Joe Flacco is the quarterback moving forward. So that's interesting. But nice win for Baltimore. They needed this.
Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't, take Joe Flacco after 2 games. Especially after week 1, I think week 1 he played well enough, not just keep his job, but to win the game versus Cincinnati. And I agree with you. I think defensively, the Browns for 3 quarters was hanging on, stopping the rush. Derrick Henry wasn't able to get it going. Lamar, shockingly, only 13 yards rushing. Derrick Henry, 23 yards rushing. As a team, 45. Didn't expect that. So give Cleveland Browns credit on that, but Lamar was just special today, Dale. Lamar was just special. 4 tutties, 225, 19 for 29. But overall, give credit. I think the defense for the Baltimore Ravens played outstanding, Dale. Able to turn over Joe Flacco a couple times as well. A couple fumbles.
They got that touchdown, the scoop and score too.
Yeah, so they was able to get him through the air, on the ground. So give credit. Baltimore's defense was impressive, especially after week 1, the meltdown in the fourth quarter.
Dog of the week goes to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes,
the
sir.
game winning. Bad loss for the Broncos. You're winning the whole game, and you let Daniel Jones drive down and win the game on a game-winning field goal. They moved to 2-0. Broncos, I thought it was a better performance from Bo Nix, but still worried. I mean, I didn't really think, outside of Troy Franklin, they really weren't able to move the ball offensively. Play calling is still skeptical for me. Marvin Mims Jr. didn't play that well. Thought they were able to run the ball well with JK. He is a sleeper in fantasy. People were like sleeping on him.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, JK looks good.
I feel like the only reason people sleep on him because they drafted RJ Harvey. So they expected RJ Harvey to get the burn, but I think it's JK's job to lose moving forward.
Well, we talked about it with Pete. We talked about it with Pete during our preseason futures. JK's the rushing guy. They're going to use more RJ Harvey in the passing game. So, I don't know. I feel like play calling has kind of been iffy the past 2 weeks for the Denver Broncos. It was a very bad loss, I thought. Daniel Jones played well, over 300 yards. The defense looks – the defense for the Denver Broncos looks suspect, if I'm being honest. Jonathan Taylor, he's having himself not just a game. He's having himself a hell of a season too so far. Tyler Warren seems like he's the real deal. 4 catches, 79 yards. Jonathan Taylor also had a receiving touchdown as well. But defense played good. They held up when they needed to. And Daniel Jones, I mean, you spend 1 year in Minnesota,
Learned a lot.
Learned a lot.
Learn how to win.
Kid. Yeah, shout out you. Good shit.
Dill, heading into week 3, Indianapolis Colts, first place in the AFC South. Who would have thought? Give credit. I just wasn't impressed from week 1's performance by the Broncos. That's why I had the dog of the week with the Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones, still, She looks good. We saw in week 1, outplayed Tua by a mile. Might have had the best performance in week 1. Don't hold me to it, but he was impressive. Week 2 might have not been as impressive, but still, what did we see? He didn't turn the ball over. What we saw constantly in New York, turning the ball over. Still, Jonathan Taylor ran the ball tremendously great, looking like vintage Jonathan Taylor. Tyler Warren, like you said, might be the real deal. Alex Pierce, Joshua Downs, Michael Pittman Jr. had a quiet night, but he was still there. If this offensive core can stay healthy, Dill, I don't want to get too excited for the Colt fans out there. I don't want y'all to get too excited, but I think you're alive for the division just off these first 2 weeks of the season. They look impressive so far, and we're not going to deny here the Broncos have a top 5 defense. I understand they're not looking top 5-ish through the first 2 weeks of the season, but Daniel Jones was able to work his way through that defense multiple times. So give the Colts a lot of credit. And now for the Broncos, I'm not gonna panic. Didn't look good against the Titans. Did not look good against the Titans. And then you was in control of this game. You should have won this game. You just a couple penalties at the end kind of hurt you. But Bo Nix, I think he played well. Still, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 0 sacks, 22 for 30, 206 is pretty well. I think as a team they ran the ball well. Like you said, J.K. Dobbins had himself a good day. But I think the biggest story offensively is him unable to get uh him and Courtney Sutton on the same page. Courtney Sutton, I think he had 1 catch. He had
Yeah.
a 0 for through the first half. So it's a bad sign if you're not able to get your number 1 receiver involved. I think wide receivers, I think Troy Franklin step up. I think Mims Jr.
He's good. I like Troy
Yeah.
Franklin.
I think they played well. But if you're gonna win this game, I think you need Courtney Sutton. If Courtney Sutton, let's just say, would have had 4 catches for 60 yards, I think you probably win this game. So you probably got to see him getting more involved early on. But I think both teams played well. But shout out to Indianapolis Colts for taking care of that business.
Thank God we teased the Cardinals because, man, they just love blowing big-time leads. 13 points given up in the fourth quarter to blow the lead. They did not cover the 6.5, but we get there with the teaser. I thought Kyler Murray, outside of that stupid interception, instead of just throwing the ball away, he tried to force something. Thought he played pretty good. James Conner, he outside of the wrestling touchdown, close in the red zone, he didn't play that well. Trey McBride had a pretty good game. Yeah, they're 2-0, but they don't look that good, if I'm being honest, the Cardinals. They played the Saints and they played the Panthers. Now, I get it. And I like Dave Canales, but the recipe can't be 55 times throwing the ball with Bryce Young. Mm-hmm. It just can't. They can't run the ball. I'll say this. Terry McMillan, kid is special. Kid is good. He caught a couple tough catches outside, like out of balance, but there's a reason they drafted him in the top 10 this year. He's going to be good, but you just can't throw the ball 55 times and expect to win, especially with Bryce Young.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. There's no way a recipe for success in the NFL is to throw the ball 55 times. It's not just going to happen. And with all due respect, Bryce Young shouldn't be throwing the ball 55 times in a game. Yes, he had 35 completions. He did throw for 328 yards. Give him credit. 3 touchdowns. So he did play well in the second half. But in the first half, still, he did not look good. I think his first or second possession, he got strip 6 early on. So Bryce Young, if you talking about Caleb Williams, start to panic when you should worry.
But we already knew this. This kid got benched last year.
Yeah, but Dale, I expected more. New head coach, new offensive coordinator. You got some weapons on the outside. They draft you a rookie, and like you said, McCullum, who had a buck, 100 yards, 6 catches on 10 targets. Pretty good game. Sanders had his game. You have Leggett there. Hunter Renfrow, you got.
They're not good.
Dale.
You're like a used car salesman to me right now. You're like, oh, that's pretty good.
No, I know.
They're not good.
Faith. I thought we was going to see a bump in play, especially offensively from this Carolina team, and we haven't seen it. It was a great fourth quarter from them. They put up some yards, but I think Arizona just took their foot off the gas a little bit. So
or is Arizona not that good?
I think Arizona's they're enjoying a soft early schedule.
Yeah,
that's the best way I could put it, though.
Yeah,
against the Saints last week, now against the Panthers this week. Kyler Murray, 17 for 25. one TD, one interception. That wasn't that great. Did he play good in the first half? Yeah, made some good throws, was accurate early on, but in the second half, running game wasn't able to go nowhere fast. Still, 22 carries, 82 yards. James Conner did have the TD, but he wasn't really going nowhere fast. McBride is him.
Yeah,
McBride might be a top 5 tight end. I'm gonna be honest.
he is.
He's been consistent for about 2 years now. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not gonna say I'm starting to worry, but they need to get him more involved. I think the potential is there, the talent is there, but for some reason, him and Kyle Murray is not finding each other on the field. So I'm a little worried about that. Why is not Marvin Harrison not getting at least 10 targets a game?
Yeah.
McBride's had more targets to them, so want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. get a little more involved. But other than that, not impressed from Arizona and couldn't even cover the 6.5.
Yeah, thank God we teased him. And then the game of the day was definitely the Eagles and the Chiefs, a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. You know who I blame? Harrison Butker. You missed that field goal. We could have been watching overtime as we speak right now, because I thought the Chiefs defense played much better. Jalen Hurts didn't really play that well. He didn't turn the ball over, but outside of Saquon having a really good game rushing, they weren't able to do anything. A.J. Brown only had 27 yards. Devontae Smith, he had 53 yards, and it was essentially that big 28-yard catch late in the
off a nice blitz, too.
Yeah, off a nice blitz, and that was essentially it. I mean, I really didn't think either team played all that well offensively. I thought defenses played well. We said it. The under was definitely the play for the game. But, you know, we wanted to see it to believe it, but, man, it's in front of us right now. Chiefs 0-2 to start the year. Are we worried?
I wouldn't be worried, but is it a cause for concern? Maybe first time in Patrick Mahomes' career he's started 0-2. Do I still think they could win 9-10 games? I honestly still do. I think
they got the Giants next week.
That offense is live, but that defense, both defenses were flying. Deal. I think you got to give credit to both defense. Speed Spagnover, Nick Fangio, they were both rolling the dice today. Deal. Jalen Hurts, 15 for 22, 101. Going nowhere fast. The consistent play. I think Steve Spagnuolo was blitzing about 70% of the time, 65% of the time. Like you said, that one throw to Devontae Smith, he had to throw it up. If not, he was going to take a nice hit right to his chest. So we saw them both sides honestly get consistent pressure on the quarterback. I think Patrick Mahomes did everything he could to win this game. 7 carries. 66 yards, the big 22 yards, and I think in the first and second quarter, 16 for 29, 187. Though you got to give credit to both defense. This is a classic defensive battle, and I think, in my opinion, the better defense showed up. What was we was worried about last week? Dallas was hurting that secondary. If it wasn't for those drops from CeeDee Lamb, maybe the Cowboys walk away with the victory. Still, that defense was damn near flawless today. Damn near flawless. Besides Travis Kelce, though, and that Taquan Thornton, everybody was pretty clear. Hollywood Brown wasn't going nowhere fast. Juju Smith, that was one of the worst bets I ever made in my life. So I think offensively, I'm not too concerned with Kansas City just because I think Philadelphia showed up and played.
Yeah.
I think their defense was like, no, we're going to shut it down today, and we saw it.
Yeah.
Tip your hats to both defenses for showing up, but Philadelphia is looking like the best team in football once again.
Yeah, it was one of the worst weekends for me. Can you guess my record?
How many plays you had?
Well, just like on the show when we took every game, I only got 3 right.
3. So I'm gonna assume you had.
Well, Minnesota's pending.
I'm gonna say 3-6, 3-6.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 9.
Damn.
3 and
12 plays.
I mean, I'm talking about our show where we go.
Yeah.
3 and 9, not including our lock dog and teaser, which I got that wrong too. I went 1 and 3 in that. We both hit our teaser. You hit your dog of the day with the Colts. You hit your lock. You went 3 and 1 on your lock dog teaser and prop. Juju did not get there, but Out, outside of that, you had a much better day. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're 6 and 7 so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. Thursday night wasn't well. As of right now, I'm 5-3 for just Sunday. So hopefully, Minnesota, we get there in Minnesota, Dill, and we're able to have a positive weekend.
Yeah.
So far in the green today. At least we got there with the lock dog and the teaser. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm 0-5 to start the year on props.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I'm 0-4, 0-5. Sorry
hey,
about that.
we're gonna get it. We're gonna right the ship on Monday. But let's go to college real quick. Did you see my boy Diego Pavia again? Vanderbilt beating South Carolina 31-7 on the road in Columbia. I mean, this guy, it's like his 7th, 8th year in college, but he's out there fucking pissing on everyone. 31-7. 3-0. Vanderbilt is in the top 25 in the new AP rankings. What happened to your boy Dabo?
I'm gonna be honest though.
He might be on the hot seat.
I was saying he was on the hot seat 2 years ago, but I came around. I have some faith. I want to give credit to Vanderbilt. I understand the quarterback, Heisman hopeful. I think Lester or Chester went down early, but Vanderbilt though just outplayed. They outplayed them, though. So give credit to Vanderbilt. Like you said, 3-0. And Debo Sweeney, you might be on the hot seat, but I said this 2 years ago. You might be on the hot seat. And another person who should be on the hot seat, I forgot his name, but Notre Dame, Dill. Tough loss.
Yeah, tough loss. A&M, big win. I told you, hey, that should have been my dog of the week. I told you, plus 6.5. It was never a doubt. That was a nice back and forth game for the Aggies to go on the road in South Bend and to win. They're a top 10 team now, and tough 0-2 now for Notre Dame. Like, I know they extended the playoffs, but they might be on the outside looking in right now. Ole Miss wins, but they don't cover. Fuck you, Lane. Alabama, you guys won against Wisconsin. Nice bounce back there. Outside of that, nothing really. Ohio State continues to dominate. Number 1 team in the country, no big deal. LSU, I mean, this guy, DJ Langway from Florida, he's terrible. 5 interceptions, and they low-key were still in the game. I didn't think LSU played all that well, but 5 interceptions on the road in Death Valley, kid, you're never going to win. Never. I don't care how good you are, but how'd you do in outside of your Clemson bet?
I went 1-1, Dill. I took the Aggies plus 6.5.
Oh, nice.
And I might be fading Clemson.
Yeah, might be fading Clemson moving forward. I went 3-4 minus 1.34 years. So it's been a bad week. Hey, but we get there with Buck Crawford. What a performance.
What I said, Dill, plus 142 with the boost.
With the
175.
Yep.
I got 1 plus 82. So
what a Hey, that's probably Nebraska's biggest accomplishment. Is Terrence Crawford. They're not really known for anything.
Nah, we got to put some respect on Nebraska. I can't name you things off the top of my head, but shout out Bud.
Shout out Bud Crawford. That was a hell of a fight last night. Long though. They got to stop stretching these fucking boxing things out. It was long.
They had to. Promo. Got to get that money.
Yeah, I feel you. But all right, kid, before we get to Monday Night Doubleheader, a quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lads, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Monday Night Football. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Monday Night Football doubleheader. We will start in Houston. It's the first game, 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. Houston Texans hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Texans laying 2.5 here at home, -148 on the money line. +126 is the comeback for the Buccaneers. Total is at 42.5. How are you going to play this first game?
Dale, let's start with the total, Dale. Been hitting those totals if you
You're
haven't
2-0
noticed.
on the year on totals.
If you haven't noticed, Dale, your boy been hitting them. I'm tempted to take the over, Dale. We saw, with the offense with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I understand no Chris Godwin, no Tristan Wirth, but Dale, they got a ton of firepower offensively. And we saw Houston last week go into a tough defensive battle with the Los Angeles Rams. I think this offense is going to click a little bit. I think this offense is going to take a nice bump. Coming back at home, everybody's kind of healthy. I think Houston's offense is going to step up. So I do like the over. Not officially, but I do lean the over. If anything, alternated, put in a parlay. But I think 42.5 is a little short. Now for the game, Dill. Give me the Houston Texans on the money line. Don't get me wrong, I do like the Bucks, but I just feel like Houston, after a tough loss last week, they played well. Didn't play bad. I think C.J. Stroud bounces back. I think Nico Collins has a nice game. I think he only had 36 yards last week. I think he bounces back in Houston. Tampa, they did get lucky. Game-winning drive by Baker Mayfield. I think the mistakes Michael Penix and that offense made down the stretch, I don't think CJ and the Houston Texans will make. So I think CJ and the offense will do enough to outgun Baker Mayfield in that offense. Give me the Houston Texans -135 on the money line.
Oh, you got -135.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I did not see that. I see -148, so -135. That's a good price. Yeah, I don't know how you take Houston in this spot. I don't care that they're home. The offense did not look good. The offensive line does not look good, and that's the way you stop Houston's offense, is by stopping Nico Collins, and that is exactly what LA did last week. I think Todd Bowles knows exactly how to stop this Houston's offense, and if they can't score, they can't keep this game close. I like the passing game for Tampa. I don't know if running game is going to get there with Bucky Irving, but with how good Houston's defense is, I think Tampa Bay should keep this one close. I'll take the 2.5 here, and I think they win outright as a dog. So yeah, I'm going to be on the Bucks here +2.5. You say you like the over too. I got no opinion on it, if I'm being honest. I'm going to save my prop to later in the show. Anything else in this game?
No, that's it though.
All right, let's go to the Chargers on the road, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers laying 3 on the road, -174 on the money line. Raiders +3, +146 on the money line. Total is at 46.5. Brock Bowers is a game time decision. What are we feeling here for the doubleheader? 10 o'clock, late start.
Late start, little past my bedtime. Probably will catch the first half, maybe. Hopefully the whole first
maybe.
half.
That's a big maybe.
Still, this one is kind of with an asterisk, because if it's with Brock Bowers. If Brock Bowers is a go, give me the +3.5. I think Geno Smith, what he was able to do last week in New England, he looked good. I think Gentry will have a better game offensively running the ball in his first home game. I think the Chargers in Brazil, though, they look great. Defensively, I think Justin Herbert was slinging the hell out of the ball. They wasn't really able to establish the running game in a divisional battle. I think the Raiders are going to be able to keep things close. I honestly think they're live. I like the Chargers a lot, but I think the Raiders can do enough to keep it close. I'm going to say 24-21 Chargers. Give me the Raiders +3.5.
Yeah, I do see 3.5s out there, so shop around. But this is a back-to-back road spot here for the Chargers. I like what the Raiders did too in week 1, but it's hard for me to get a real gauge on that since, I really don't think the Patriots are that good. I don't mind the Raiders offense. I think Geno Smith in a dome with Pete Carroll, offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, champion, by the way. They have a good passing attack, and I agree. It all comes down to Brock Bowers. If he plays, I think him, Jacoby Myers, I think they have a good passing attack. I really do. I think they'll be able to move the ball on this Chargers team. My question is this Raiders defense going to look good against this Chargers offense? That's my big question for this game. Seems like a trap. I know you should probably take the Chargers here, but give me the Raiders. I think they keep this one close. I agree. I'm gonna take the plus 3.5, but I don't know why you're shaking your head, kid, because
No, I'm agreeing. I'm like this.
No, I know, but us being on the same side is not that good for you because I've been terrible.
Yeah, you had a bad week. So honestly, I think you bounce back tomorrow.
So
let's go with the Raiders.
You want to flip? You want to take the Chargers?
No, like I said, I think the Raiders are live.
Okay.
I honestly think they're live.
Yeah. All right, kid. This new segment is brought to you by Props.Cash. The best way to research your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it has helped us find an edge on several player prop markets on the web or in Props.Cash app. You'll get a quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it very easy to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That's DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now. Sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your props research today at Props.Cash. Okay, what's your favorite prop for Monday night?
I think you explained it perfectly. The only way the Houston Texans are able to win the game if Nico Collins in that offense is jumping. Give me Nico Collins over 76.5 receiving yards. Like I said, got Houston on the money line. I think if Nico Collins has a successful day, the Houston Texans will have a successful day. So give me Nico Collins over 76.5 receiving yards. Give me a bounce back after a quiet week 1 in LA.
I've been good with props, honestly, outside of the one
I've been
with
getting
Khalil.
smoked.
But
so for the people listening, if you want to fade me.
You had a better week than me.
Yeah, but my props been cold. Two of the losses are props.
Yeah.
Take away the props, I'm having a week.
All right, kid. For me, I actually like 2. I'll give you 2. I'll give you 1 for each game. We'll start with the first game. Give me CJ Stroud over 8.5 rushing yards. Thanks to a bad offensive line, CJ Stroud, he was pressured 14 of his 34 dropbacks. He was sacked 3 times in week 1. However, he did take off and he ran 5 times for 32 yards. And last week, Tampa Bay generated 20 pressures on 46 dropbacks versus Atlanta. 5 defenders generated multiple pressures, led by my boy Hassan Reddick. He had 7. So, I do think they're going to be able to apply pressure on CJ Stroud, force him to scramble. And the Bucs last week, they did allow Michael Penix Jr. to take off 6 times for 21 yards. I think CJ should have plenty of opportunities. And to be honest, I would be really surprised if he doesn't go over this number. It's a small number. Give me CJ Stroud over 8.5 rushing yards. And the other one for the late game, I like Justin Herbert. Over 254 passing yards. Herbert's coming off an amazing performance. Probably his best performance of his career last week against the Chiefs. He went for 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was 25 for 34. And he continues to be safe with the ball. He only had 3 interceptions in all of last year. He pushes the ball downfield. And we saw a bit more of that last week in Brazil. So, I think Herbert, sometimes he's been inconsistent with his yardage prop. But last year, slowly but surely, he's been really good. He finished up going over this number in 3 straight games with 280-plus yards, and he did it last week in week 1. So 4 weeks in a row, and going up against a Raiders defense who I have questions about. I was telling them, can they stop this offense for the Chargers? I don't know. They allowed Drake May to go for 287 yards last week. So I'm taking Herbert to hit this over. Props.Cash likes it as well. Their projection has Herbert for 305 yards. So, yeah, give me over 254 passing yards for Justin Herbert. You like those?
Yeah, I'll be honest. After what we saw Justin Herbert do against that Chiefs defense last week, I was even looking at it as well. I think Justin, I'm not going to say easily, but I expect him to go over the number as well.
All right, kid. Hey, by the way, Mets finally got a win. You guys are up 6-0 as well. So shout out you. Hey, what are you laughing at?
You know why? Because my girl's father came down, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, "Them damn Mets." He said you
Trust
lost
me.
like 6 games in a row.
No, they lost 8 in a row,
Eight
but
in a row.
they won today, thankfully.
Don't matter.
Somehow they're still alive to get a wild card spot. That's when you know the
It's
NL
Septem-
ain't shit.
It's September 15th tomorrow. There's no way you got a shot.
No,
You got
we're
like
still in it.
15 games left.
No, we're still in the wild card. We're 2 games ahead of the Giants.
No way, for real?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
how
y'all fell
bad the
out.
NL is.
I
No,
thought
we
y'all-
didn't fall out. Yeah, we're fine. We just gotta keep winning, kid. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I was struggling.
Yeah, you guys are fine too. You guys got to stay in that second spot though.
Yeah. All we gotta do is make the playoffs.
Watch out for the Rangers.
Yeah,
They're
Rangers
making a push.
They're making a push. A little worried, and I'm gonna be honest. They still gotta watch out for Seattle. Is Seattle on top of the division?
No.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
not.
I'm still.
Oh
worried
no,
about-
they are. They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So if Seattle,
They won 9 in a row. Seattle.
Don't sleep on Seattle. I'm worried about Seattle.
Wow. Shout out Seattle, man.
Yeah, shout out Seattle.
But all right, kid, that's gonna do it. By the way, how's your ear feeling? Good?
Better. Not good.
Not
but
good, but better. All right.
Yeah.
All right, kid. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Go Vikings. Shockingly, I'm saying that. And let's see if Houston shows up tomorrow. I think they will. Dylan is going against me, but it is what it is.
I got a few words, departing word for you. Let's go, JJ. We'll see you Wednesday. Good luck. Can't wait for the power rankings. Good luck on all your bets, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.